Hello, children, and welcome to another session of Children's Liturgy. Today is the 26th Sunday of Ordinary Time.
A reading from Luke chapter 16, verse 19 to 31. Jesus told the story. Once, there was a rich man who had fine clothes and the best of everything that money could buy. He spent his time enjoying himself and feasting with his rich friends. On the street outside his house lay a poor man called Lazarus, who was thin and hungry and covered in sores. Lazarus would have gladly eaten the rich man's scraps if they had been offered to him. One day Lazarus died and went to heaven, where he was truly happy at last. When the rich man died, he went to hell and saw Lazarus so happy he cried out to him for help. But God asked the rich man, "Did you help when Lazarus cried out for food? Did you care for him when he was ill and had nowhere to go? You thought only of yourself and gave up the chance of everlasting happiness with me."
In this parable, Lazarus was hungry and ill when he was alive. When Lazarus dies, he went to heaven and was happy. The rich man, on the other hand, enjoyed himself when he was alive. When the rich man died, he went to hell. Why did the rich man go to hell? It was not because the rich man was wealthy. Abraham and King David were wealthy, and they were both favored by God. Even today, we honor them for their holiness. Did Lazarus go to heaven because he was poor and suffered greatly during his life? No. A poor or suffering person who doesn't believe in God would not go to heaven. Was it perhaps belief then? Maybe the rich man didn't believe in God? No, that is also not the reason. In the parable, the rich man asks God for help. This shows that the rich man believes in God and that God's power is stronger than hell. Is the rich man in hell because he did something evil? I don't think so. If that was a reason, Jesus would have mentioned it in his story. God told the rich man that he missed his chance to go to heaven because he did not help Lazarus. In other words, the rich man went to hell because he did not help people in need. The rich man may ask God, "Why do I need to help Lazarus? It's my money." I think God might answer by asking the rich man where his money came from. God is the creator of everything. The fine food that the rich man ate came from the plants and animals that God created. The wood and stone used to build his house came from trees and rocks created by God. God gave the rich man everything that he had. God gives us gifts for our needs. However, some people have more than they need. What do you think God expects us to do in this situation? God expects us to look after others. In the Bible, St. James tells us that we show our faith with good deeds. Faith that is all thought and words is dead. Saints have put this into practice. You probably know Mother Teresa, who helped many in Calcutta, India. She once said that you can find Calcutta all over the world if you have eyes to see. Everywhere, wherever you go, you find people who are unwanted, unloved, uncared for, just rejected by society, completely forgotten, completely left alone. This means that Christians need to have their eyes open to see the people in need around them. Sometimes it is difficult to see the people in need. Imagine Lazarus as a poor caterpillar who went into a cocoon and emerged as a glorious butterfly, clothed in the splendor of heaven. The rich man is the opposite. He lived like a butterfly, having a splendid time feasting with his friends. But slowly he built a cocoon around himself. Each layer of the cocoon closed him off more and more from the world. Inside the cocoon, the rich man had a cozy place. It was so comfortable that he didn't want to come out. He did not have eyes to see suffering. He did not help. At his death, the rich man had to leave his cocoon. What came out was not a butterfly, but a lowly caterpillar, far from the splendor of heaven. What does helping people in need look like? Imagine an elderly woman riding on the bus. She looks like many aunties you may see every day, except for one thing. She is barefoot. As she sits on the bus, she can feel the grit on the floor. Still, she is glad to feel the cool floor, since the pavement on the way to the bus stop was scorching hot. As people enter and exit the bus, she pulls her feet in. It would really hurt if someone steps on her feet with shoes. Maybe she also pulls her feet in close because she is embarrassed that she is barefoot and everyone else is wearing shoes. Now imagine the other people on the bus. What are they doing? Maybe looking at their phone. Maybe talking to their companions. One person is not doing any of these things. This person comes towards the old woman. He takes off his slippers. Barefoot, he gently lifts her foot. He slides his slippers first onto one foot and then the other. Then he looks up at the woman and smiles. How would the woman feel? This is not a story. It actually happened on a Singaporean bus. A South Korean visiting Singapore saw a barefoot elderly woman and he gave her his slippers. Children have also done a lot to help people in need. A 10-year-old girl here in Singapore has run 18 online campaigns to help different charities. One of her campaigns is for the Straits Times School Pocket Money Fund. The girl noticed that her school wasn't able to give biscuits to children during recess because of the pandemic. She started a campaign on the Giving.sg website with the title, "For the Little P1, P2 Recess Money." The campaign raised $56,000 in 6 months. What led to her success? The girl saw people in need. She decided to help them. She told others about the children, and that story warmed people's hearts and made them want to help these little P1 and P2 children. What can you do to help people in need? First, look for people who may need help. Second, choose to help people in need. Third, act to help. Even small acts of kindness can help. You could keep some of your pocket money to give to the needy. Helping others can also begin at home. You can help your siblings with homework, or you can play your siblings' favorite game with them, even though you find it boring. Perhaps you could spend some time chatting with your grandparents. All of us are in our cozy, comfortable cocoons. They might be thick or thin. Peel away the layers. Have eyes to see those who suffer. Help those in need. And spread love as the butterflies of God.